everybody's not coming for the party. Right. I'm saying that to say this. I've never taken a life, God forbid. I hope I never have to. But if we're going to take them streets back, we got to admit something. I'm talking as a psychologist. Some of our young men, we've let them go so far for so long, they're no good to no damn body. There's people walking these streets where we're going to have to put to sleep. In other words, you might have to create violence to end it. It will be a cataclysmic altercation between black men and some of our youth. Most of our youth, we can get them. But there's some of them, they ain't going without a fight. And they're going to have to be put to bed. It's a shame. It ain't their fault. You understand? But you have a population of unreachables. The white man wants us to think they are unreachables. 90% are reachable. 10%, we're going to have a civil war with them. And that's facts. Don't give your guns back. Buy some more.
So you're saying that the black Christians, the black Muslims, the Nation of Islam, the Sunnis, the black Israelites,
everybody,
there has to be a collective agenda to come together to approach these guys out on the street.
Yes.
That's
face to face. Yes. There's no masculinity involved. It's all conversations in the safety of these rooms. How are we going to stop the violence? Then you got to get in their face. You see what I'm saying? So yes, there got to be a collective and we got to go to the streets, and I'm all for that. It's the only way to do it. Make sure you got the right folks, because some of us are only going to be here to let the other side know what we're doing. Like I said, some of us are so far gone, we're going to have to be put to sleep.
I think, too, in doing so, on that point, Dr. Umar, I think I'm with you on your point. But I also think there has to be a collective effort in conjunction with that to supply our youth
with opportunities. Opportunity. Yes, my brother. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Yes.
They want to work.
Yes.
They want to support.
Give them a chance. Nah, they good dudes. Listen. You know what I mean? You know how many emails I got from brothers who say, Doc, listen, I got 5 kids, but I work for minimum wage. Right. I just don't want to go to the corner. Right. But if I come in that house one more time and see my queen and my 5 babies and I ain't got nothing for them, I'm going to have to go to the corner. And that's why when they talk about this violence and stuff, it ain't because we born this way. Right. It's created out of the social constructs under which we live. Yes. You can make a violent community out of anybody. They did it to the Irish. They did it to the Italians. They did it to the Jews. They even did it to the Chinese at once upon in time. But here's where the black community is complicit, man. Look what Philadelphia spends on Christmas. Right. Black Philly spends $3 billion. Right. Not million, but billion every Christmas. With that type of money, you could give every brother a job. Yes. Why our kids ain't got our own schools? Used to have Frederick Douglass Hospital right there on Lombard Street. Black-owned hospital in Philly, Frederick Douglass. No more black hospitals in Philly. We used to have 2. Right. We ain't got no factories. We ain't got no distribution. Where the hell is our Walmart? Because we damn don't need theirs. Right. You see, so we have to be willing to become more responsible with our economics. And we have to be willing to put our people before our own personal, useless, agendas.
Can you speak to the black politics in conjunction with that? Because we got a lot of people, black people in politics.
Oh, they're useless. They're useless.
Speak to that.
They're useless. They're useless. Listen.
I agree with that.
I respect everybody in Philadelphia City Hall, but let's just be honest. The blacks who currently occupy that have done nothing systematically to improve the quality of life of black folks in Philadelphia. Now, Jahid spoke earlier about, being in law enforcement and seeing this on a whole nother level. People often ask me, what do you want the black bourgeoisie to do for you? Because we can't do everything. Yes, we sold out. Yes, we there. But guess what? If we try to pull away from it, they'll kill us. So, Dr. Umar, what can the black bourgeoisie do to help? We can't be on the front lines with you, brother, but I want to do something because I don't want to die having been a total my whole life. You know what the black bourgeoisie can do? Provide us with the information. You ain't got to do nothing. If he let me know what they about to do, that's far more powerful than him being on the front lines with me. You understand? If Council President Clark say, listen, Dr. Umar, they're about to take these blocks back. Get the black people together. Tell them to buy as much of them houses as they can because the white folks is coming. That's all I need them to do. They ain't got to be out front with the Nat Turner hoodie. Let me know what my enemy's next steps are so we can plan and prevent them from taking that. The problem with the black bourgeoisie, they're not giving us the intelligence. The white man has a spy in every black organization. Why? To bring back the intelligence. The art of war is knowing what your enemy going to do before he do it and taking care of that before he get there. We have nobody amongst the black intelligentsia feeding the grassroots with information as it relates to the white man's agenda. Listen, the real estate takeover, that was planned 10 years before they started it. Not a single black politician made a move. And speaking of black politicians, I don't vote for no black politician unless they can answer 3 questions. Question number 1, are you an independent candidate? If you're Democrat, you're Republican, I don't vote for you at all. Why? Because if you're Democrat or Republican, you're first of all obligated to the agenda of the Democratic and Republican Party. 2 white racist organizations who don't give a about black folks. Okay, that's number 1. So if you're not independent, you're not getting my vote because you're going to do whatever Democrats tell you to do like a good old boy because they're the ones who funded your campaign, which is my next question. I want a complete list of your campaign funders.
Hold on for a second, caller.
Hold on, caller. Hold on. We're coming to you.
Complete list of your campaign funders. That's number 2, right? And then number 3, what are you going?
Do it again, because I was distracted.
Got you. So the first one, are you independent? I don't vote for Democrats and Republicans. You got to be independent because if you're not an independent candidate, you're not an independent thinker.
Right.
I want independent thinkers. I don't want no slaves to the Democrats and the Republicans. Number 2, give me a complete list of all your campaign funders. Anybody who has donated more than $5,000 to you, I need to know who they are because the hand that pays is the hand that rules. Number 3, what are you going to do to give black people a major share of the economic pie in the city of Philadelphia? City of Philadelphia does billions of dollars of business. This is a national treasure because this is where the white supremacist fathers created the Constitution. You understand? So much money comes in here. What are you doing to make sure we get our fair share of the economic pie of Philadelphia? Because if you ain't growing, not small black business, I don't want to hear thing about no small black business. I want medium and large black businesses. What are you doing to grow them? And the last question I'm going to have for them, what are you doing to improve the schools and put more black men inside? Because the number one thing that black boys need in the school district of Philadelphia is black male teachers, black male principals. I'm not talking about no gym teachers, and I'm not talking about no lunchtime aides, no bus attendants, and no hallway monitors. They need to see black men as leaders, teachers, and principals. And if you ain't got a black male plan for the school district, you don't get my vote. There's 6 cycles in the school to prison pipeline. 6 cycles of death, 6 stages of black male extermination. Miseducation. They deliberately miseducate the black boy from preschool to 3rd grade. It is not by accident. It's not because of poverty. It's not because of gangster rap. They do it on purpose. And the reason they do it on purpose is they have to make sure that the black boy can never challenge the white boy for political economic control. The black boy must fail. So then the question becomes, how is a society that says it got a war on that's locking up black men by the millions for nonviolent, but you're giving the same dope that locked his daddy up to his son so he can sit still long enough to learn about Christopher Columbus. And by the way, Philadelphia is one of the top cities in America for the incarceration of youth under the age of 21 years old. And guess what I was told? By a judge. This was a New Jersey judge because I did my pre-doctoral internship in New Jersey. But guess what she told me? Philly, Jersey, it's all the same. She said, Dr. Umar, the number 1 referral source for new juvenile cases is not the cops. It's the schools. She said the schools have passed the cops as the number 1 source of new juvenile inmates. So when we say school to prison,
Right.
I'm going to tell you why. Because when they brought the street cops into the schools. So your son gets into a fight. Before there was any street cops, guess what? He break it up, I break it up, 2-day suspension, after school, I might make y'all shake hands, right? But now you got a street cop in there. So now he can take jurisdiction over that fight and charge that boy with a crime. We should have never let the street cops into the public schools because now they are criminalizing all the boys. You got kids walking around in handcuffs. I've seen it.
I've seen it myself.
Yes. Something small like that. I'll give you something else. You know how they set the concrete in the yard, and you know the kids like to take the stick and they play in it. Right. You might get a suspension for that, effacing school property. But if the street cop catch it, now you're doing damage to city property. You see, now it becomes a felony offense almost where you're juvenile, but it can get you some time. Right. So now that you got, so basically wherever you got street cops in the school, I want to be clear about this. The street cops take jurisdiction over the school principal. The street cop can tell the principal, that's mine's now. So the principal is their flunky and a servant in their own school as a result of the street cops.
Wow. Deep.
This is how bad it is. So when we say school to prison, we literally mean that. If a black boy can't read by the time he finishes the 5th grade, there's a 75% chance he will spend at least some of his adulthood in prison. Reading. 75% of special ed is reading. When you go into any prison, ask them brothers what level they can read on. It's less than the 5th grade. And some of them have diplomas. Wait a minute. You have a diploma, but you can't read. That means you were socially promoted every year through school just to get rid of you. And I'm going to tell you what the culprit is. Until we deal with the lazy black parents, it will never fix this. It's both of their faults. They work together against the black male child.
A lazy parent, and you got
a teacher who don't care.
You got the police in the school.
He's a lifetime criminal waiting to happen. He's a lifetime criminal waiting to happen. But to the parent, okay, here's where I want to implicate black males. Because as you know, Queen, most of our kids are raised by single moms.
That's right.
And every time something goes wrong with the kids, single moms, because they're doing a good enough job. They're doing the best they can. Where are the black men stepping up to help our single mothers raise these boys? I don't see enough Christians. I don't see enough Muslims. I don't see enough professionals. I don't see enough community-based groups. I was speaking with a reverend whose name I'm not going to call. I said, Rev, why your church ain't doing more to help the single moms with their sons? All them black men you got in your church, every one of them should have 2 boys they're responsible for, even if they got their own. You know what he said? We got to find some funding. What the hell? You need money. And you supposed to be a servant of the Lord. You need money to help her with her son? Is that how bad we gotten where we got to be paid? Where would we be if Harriet Tubman said, where my check at? Where would we be if Dr. King said, where my check at? Where would we be if Malcolm, Muhammad, Garvey, if any of them said, how much am I going to get paid for risking my life to save you Negroes? If Harriet Tubman was waiting for a paycheck, we'd still be in chains.